Here we'll see some examples of inquiry field trips in action. Stage 5 is a great opportunity to involve the wider community. Worksheets are developed by the teachers and coordinators that help the kids to answer their questions.
These are pollutions and freaks, what we've seen at this lake. People, mud, rubbish, scraps, broken things, animals, fire, boats, oil.
A kaupapa of look and learn only always applies on Whitebait Connection program field trips. Kids share their learning experiences with each other and then return the animals alive.
They're mudfish, and when we went over across the road to get them, we pulled up 5 traps and we caught a few.
Students endeavour to leave a place in as good a state as it was found, if not better. The Whitebait Connection program uses a 1:4 ratio when working in and around water. Oturu School wanted to find out what lived in the local Lake Ohia wetlands and dune lakes, if they had changed and if they were being threatened, so that they could find out if there was any way that they could help them.
19!
Let's go. Okay, Kappa. Looks pretty clear to me.
It looks a bit like...
But we can't tell by looking at it this way, eh? No. The way we tell is by going like this.
Oh, big bubble.
Can you see the black tag?
Yeah, I can.
Now I'm going to pull it away slowly and you tell me when that disappears. When it disappears.
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone?
It's gone.
Oh, you got a mudfish.
I don't know, like an eel, whatever.
That's
an eel.
one, it's a tuna.
Tuna. Oh look, there is two.
Oh, there's heaps of fishes. Oh! In our bucket we have 4. And what's that thing?
Oh, look at that shrimp, big! We've been collecting rubbish and we found some paper and rubbish and nappies, burnt rubbish and all that. And we found the burnt rubbish right by the lake. It's bad because if it goes into the water, the water will, species, yeah, it'll kill all the species that are in the water.
Yeah, and then the lake will get polluted.
These field experiences often prove to be learning adventures for both students and adults and lead into thoughts about what could be done as an action.
I've been bringing the kids from Oturu School to this area since I've been at Oturu School, and that would be getting on to 10 years now. It's been a major area of study for us because it's a safe and easy environment that I thought we knew well until today. Today we discovered things I didn't know were here. I live in this area and we're picking up things like the mudfish, which I had never seen before. I want our kids to understand the effect that they have on the immediate environment. We practice things at school. Our whole kaupapa at school is understanding how to make our environment a better place, a sustainable place, and we're getting there. We grow our own food and stuff like that, but coming out here is that extension to the wild and making meaningful learning and connections that are going to affect them and their communities and their parents.
Unarahi Primary School wanted to find out what was happening to their stormwater. As a coastal urban school, Unarahi discovered most stormwater drains carry pollutants and then flow straight into the streams which lead to the Whangarei Harbour.
So you probably all noticed the stormwater drains on the side of the road coming down from the school there. And you've probably already figured out as well that all of the stormwater that's coming down through those drains is coming out over here. So we talked about at school how all of our drains lead into a harbour. And most of the time they just lead straight down into a stream or straight out onto the foreshore down here into a harbour. Now, what Mr. Busk has done with this wetland area down here is he's actually directed the stormwater that's coming down from behind the school here so that it's coming down into this area here so that he can actually clean it. So by the time it's getting into the harbour, it's really clean. The first stage that happens is the stormwater comes down through the drains, through that pipe and onto where all these big rocks are here. So that's the first stage. It's taking out all the plastic and paper and cans and things like that that are getting down into the stormwater. So we've had our big rocks, our large sediment separators taking all the big pieces of rubbish out. The water then flows down into this forebay area here, and that's where all the little bits of mud and grit, the sediment, is going to start to settle down to the bottom here. When our forebay gets too full, the water slowly starts to trickle down over our spillway here. So that's where that word spillway comes from. It's the water spilling over from our forebay. So this stage here, this is raised underwater channels, and there's going to be a lot of plants in here as well that are going to be planted to help absorb the excess toxins and nutrients that are still in the stormwater that haven't been absorbed so far. Now it's still not being released straight out into the harbour here. This area here behind the outfall is called a salt marsh. Alright, and that's where sort of the high tide comes to. So having this wetland here is a fantastic thing for Onarahi, and it's going to make a really good habitat for lots of plants and animals, help us keep our water nice and clean. You guys think that's a good thing?
Yes.
Raurimu Avenue School wanted to find out what was living in their local stream and if it was healthy.
We headed off down in our local area, which is the Waimahanga track. It's a local area behind the school. It's a great area, it's a beautiful area in fact, and the children walked down there where we met Kim and Nikki, our two outside teachers. We headed off into that area and we went looking to see what was living in our area, what was actually, and perhaps even to talk about what wasn't living in our area and why, and those important changes. We also learnt the information about the relevance of the mangroves, and the children have picked up much of the jargon in the language like brackish, which hadn't been in part of their vocab before.
Oh, I got something! Look! Oh, wait. Oh, look at that shrimp!
Oh, look, what else he found?
A worm! Oh, a worm! That one is shrimp. Shrimp. So most of these are shrimp. This one here we have a worm, shrimp, some worms.
The students sampled for life, tested the temperature, the flow, and the clarity. Conclusions can then be made about the health of the stream, what is threatening it, and what can be done to help it.
Oh, that was cool. I know.